What's up, guys and gals? Caleb here from GameGlyph, and today we're going to talk about a hardcore game that's Contra Hard Corps for Sega Genesis. Check it out. Contra Hard Corps, developed and released for the Sega Genesis in 1994 by Konami. This game is actually called Protector in Europe, which, as you can imagine, is just a really stupid way to censor violence by replacing all the in-game characters with freaking robots. Like robots don't have feelings. Well, they might. Anyways, this as well as Castlevania Bloodlines are unique entries in their respective series by Konami, as in they are not just lazy ports of their Super Nintendo counterpart. No, Konami gave Sega some actual love in the 90s by releasing their own unique entries in the series. What a nice thing to do, Konami. You can pick up to 4 characters: Arnold, Doghead, Lady Girl, and a vertically challenged robot dude. They are each capable of wielding unique weaponry and can hold up to 4 guns at a time, making for around 20 total gun combinations. The graphics are sharp and detailed, depicting a lot of atmospheric violence, never slowing down for a second. The music is deliciously both Sega and Konami, meaning it's catchy, high energy, it's Contra, and makes great use of the often misused Sega Genesis sound chip. There are some really nice sound effects in this game, some nice voice samples, overall a memorable soundtrack, and very satisfying sound. The gameplay and control are both tight. Never stop shooting, just hold down that attack button and hope for some homing missile drops or some automatic laser beams. Tons of enemy bosses, tons of just enemies on screen at one time, tons of explosions, and multiple endings. Makes this game, Contra Hard Corps, still worth playing today. Now this game is only really found in cartridge forms. It may have been released on virtual consoles, I'm not sure, but I would suggest buying this game on eBay or Amazon, popping it in that Sega Genesis, and giving it some love. Now, a lot of people that I know think this game is really hard, and I've seen a few people online playing this game. I'm not going to name any names, but they were having a little bit of a hard time getting through that first level. I haven't played this game in years. This is my first playthrough of the game, just I guess the standard difficulty if there's even a choice. I make it pretty much through this first level here. You gotta realize that in this game, like when you get hit once, you're dead. So you have to constantly be moving. That's really the trick to this game, is you constantly move. Take note of enemy patterns, especially bosses. The patterns are very repetitive and you can totally follow them and avoid them if you kind of know what you're doing. So as you can see, I make my way through the end of this level and beat this giant boss's ass, because I am hardcore. I am Hard Corps hardcore. But Contra is a really hard game. I mean, they've always been hard games. Like, if you think of the first Contra game, remember how hard that game is. This game is about that hard. It really is. Now, what makes it a little bit less hard, in my opinion, is that it doesn't change the gameplay style too much. There's some scenes where you're, like, running from a giant robot and you're shooting him, but the gameplay is still primarily the same in this game. So if you learn the levels, you learn the enemies, you learn what attacks work best for whatever character, because each of the characters is pretty much the same, with the exception of the robot being able to hover a little bit when he jumps. That's a pretty sweet move, being able to hover and all. But this game's really a challenging game, and it's really fun to play. It is hard. It is a hard game. If you say this game isn't hard, you're lying. Look online for people playing through this game on Let's Plays or long plays where they don't get hit or they don't die. Man, you are a freaking pro. Congratulations. You win an award for being good at a Sega Genesis game. But I absolutely love this game, and I'm just really impressed by Konami. At least I was in the 90s, that they weren't lazy about their ports. They really, really wanted to do something unique for their respective systems they were putting games on. And Contra is a great series. And this game actually has a prequel that came out on Xbox 360. I think it's called like Contra Hard Corps Uprising or something like that, or Origins. It's a prequel to this game. It's a pretty good game, but this game is, in my opinion, way freaking harder. They kind of nerfed that game a little bit for people, because people just don't like challenges anymore like this. But you got to think that when they made games like this, they wanted, you to rent this game from the store. Like, you rent it from Blockbuster, take it home, and if you beat it that night, what would be your incentive to go buy the game? There wouldn't be an incentive to buy the game. And that's, in my opinion, why, like, regular Nintendo games, Sega Genesis games, even some Super Nintendo games, hell, Amiga games, they were hard games because they wanted you to actually want to buy them, because you wanted to pursue that challenge. And that's what makes games like this so great, and that's why I love 90s Konami. Contra Hard Corps, Sega Genesis. I would give this game a 10 out of 10 just because it's perfect.
Game over, yeah! Thanks for watching Game Glyph, and don't forget to subscribe.